We're live. This is her
Okay.
mind. We have a guest tonight. It is Avery. We were so excited when she said yes to coming on. So I'm gonna let you give us a little short introduction. So go ahead, Avery. You got this, girl.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you first off for inviting me on here. I have been wanting to get comfortable with going on live. So when Ashley had told me about this, I was like, you know what? I should just do it. This is the first step. So I am excited. I'm just a little bit nervous. But basically, I'm Avery. I'm 22 years old, going to be 23 next month. I do life insurance. And so prior to me going into the life insurance industry, I was in college, I was working multiple jobs, and I just knew that I wanted more in life. I always wanted to live my life on a different level. I was very expensive as a child, things like that. And so when I was introduced to network marketing and life insurance, and I saw how much money you can make and that you're able to build a business and make residual income from home, I was all over it. And so basically, I do this business. My family, so my fiance, his brother, and his mom, and so we just not did this together. They have their own organization. I'm making my own organization. But I always knew the importance of life insurance because when my uncle had passed away, he didn't have any life insurance. And it was really sad, but we weren't even able to give him a proper funeral. We did a little get together at a local restaurant. And so I understood the need for life insurance and the importance for life insurance, but I realized that not everybody understood the same thing. And so when I found a company and I was introduced to this, I just love the fact that we educated people on life insurance, the need for it, the importance for it, things like that. But then I also came to find out that it's a very messed up industry. And so I'm just happy to have been able to find a company that was basically started to expose the life insurance industry for what it is, and correct the injustices and just teach people about their life insurance and show them how they would be able to basically create generational wealth for their families using term life insurance. And so I was all over it. And so that's how I got involved in the company. I was able to build up my social media platform within the last 5 months. And that really exploded my business. That's how I even met Ashley, was through social media. So here we are. Ashley asked me to get on here and do this live. So I was all over it. I'm excited. So that's a little bit about me. Life insurance, only 22 years old.
That's really great. That's really great. Thank you. We really thank you for jumping on. What did you that you had to say something else? So we'll jump right into the questions. So Vanessa, I think yours was first, so you can go first.
Yeah, I was first. Avery, I just want to thank you for coming on here with us again. And I know you gave us a little bio about yourself. So you stated prior to starting your business, you were in college. What were you in college for?
Okay, so all of my family are teachers. So that's kind of the path that I was going down. I wanted to be a teacher. Not that I even wanted to be a teacher, but it was just something that I grew up around. So I was like, hey, I might as well just go pursue it. I like helping people. So that's the reason why I was like, I'll just go ahead and major in. The major was, it was such a long time ago. I don't even remember. But it was going to school to be able to become a teacher, basically.
Okay. Sounds good. And you said if you had to give any advice to someone your age in joining this type of business, like a network marketing business, what advice would you give them?
To just go all in and be consistent, because consistency is key. I know that when we're this young, it's kind of hard to put aside, like not going out on the weekends or giving in to the urges of our friends calling us out for brunch or like things like that. And that was something that I definitely struggled with. But while you're young, this is the best time for you to build your business and grow your business, because if we want to be able to be retired by 30, 35, then we're going to have to put in the work right now, but we have the energy to do that. So I would say to just give it your all, become a student to the game, find a mentor, find a coach, because that's definitely a cheat code when it comes to business. You have to find somebody that has already done it and is willing to pour into you and help you with everything that you're going through for you to become successful. So just to become a student to the game, learn everything, show up. And it's honestly like we need to pick our heart at the end of the day, because for me, college was hard, working jobs was hard, but this is a different kind of hard. But I would rather put in the effort and everything that's required to be successful in business and choose this as my hard, because it's not going to be hard forever. I would rather put in my heart into this and make $100,000 a month while I am 25 years old, 30 years old. Did that answer your question?
That was good.
It makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
And that was it.
Okay. My screen keeps dimming out. So my questions are next. Again, thank you for being on with us. I just want to say that. I was wondering what drives you. What is your like motivation to keep going?
My motivation is that I want to live a very nice lifestyle. I want to be able to be a blessing to my family, be able to help them out with things that maybe they wouldn't be able to do on their own. So kind of like I want to be the lottery ticket for my family. So I know that if I were to put in everything that is required to be successful and make the amount of money and build a business while I'm young, I'll be able to have the lifestyle that I want and be able to also give back to the ones that I love, my family and things like that.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Another question more about the business that you do. What do you look for when you're building your team? Like what kind of just like what you look for in people in general? Yeah, specifically.
What do I look like in people when building a business? Sorry. I look for people who are money motivated and people who honestly just want to have their lifestyle on another level. Like, yeah, we do life insurance. You could come in and you can sell life insurance, or you could build a business for yourself that will distribute life insurance for you. And so I'm looking more for the people that are willing to put in the effort now to be able to make that passive residual income, build a business for themselves and things like that. So consistent people who are willing to put in the effort, because not everybody's willing to put in the effort. I wasn't willing to put in the effort when I first got involved, honestly. Like I came from a family that were all employees. So I didn't realize that when you go into business for yourself, like you are your own boss. You need to show up for yourself every single day. You don't have somebody calling you. Well, you do. I have my coaches and my mentors. But you have to show up for yourself and realize that if you put in the work, that everything's going to pay off in the long run. So mostly consistent people who have big goals and big dreams, because I don't know about just life insurance, but within our company of Primerica, you can make a lot of freaking money. Like our mentor makes $200,000 a month. And so that's how I'm trying to be. But like as a young person, you just need to be disciplined and be willing to kind of sell yourself to the game, to learn everything that you have to learn and build your people up, and just play that leadership role of being able to duplicate yourself onto your people, so that you can slowly take your steps back from your business, and then it continues to work. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then just like a fun question, what was one of your first major purchases when you became like when you started making those bigger checks? Like, what was something that you were like, oh my God, I have to buy this?
My car that I'm in right now, my Tesla. But other than that, I've really just been saving my money. I kind of do kick myself in the booty for not purchasing a home before all this went down, like the pandemic and things like that, because now homes are so expensive. Like they're selling for like double and triple the price. So here I was like waiting, like, oh, it'll get better, and it didn't. So I'm just saving at the moment, but my big purchase was getting my car, which when the house is chaotic, I'm able to come in here and rent my appointment. So it's kind of like another office that I have. So I'd say it was my car, but right now I'm just saving.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's my dream car also.
That's her baby. I always see you in your car.
You said
That's
what?
her baby.
It is. I be making my reels in my car, everything. So it's a little content creator station too.
Yeah, that sunroof.
A tax write-off.
Yeah,
exactly.
For real. She got a whole electric bill.
Right.
Yes. You don't even need the home. You got the whole electric bill.
I can live in I'm just kidding. I won't live in my car. But yeah.
Oh. All right. I think I'm next. So, all right. So the first question I have for you, can you explain, because I know you do life insurance, actually just jumping in with you, but can you explain to our audience what's the difference between term and whole life?
Yes. So whole life insurance basically is when you're paying for two products. So you're paying for your life insurance, but then you're also paying to have a built up savings account attached to the policy. So because you're paying for two things, the whole life cash value insurance policies are a lot more expensive, right? But what they don't tell you in those policies is that for the first 1 to 5 years of you having that policy, you're not even making any savings in the account. They say you have a built-up savings account, but you're not even making any money in there the first 3 to 10 years of you having that policy. So it just doesn't really make any sense. Why am I paying into a life insurance policy? And I'm paying a lot more for this specific type of life insurance because they're telling me that I have life insurance in a built-up savings account, but yet I'm not even making any extra money in that savings account the first 3 to 10 years of having that policy. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, let's say that, you wanted to pull from that cash value policy, whole life policy. You are allowed to do that, but you would have to basically borrow your own money from the policy and pay interest on it. Why do you have to borrow your own money and pay interest on it? If it's your own money, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that's number 2. And then number 3, let's say you were to try and pull from this whole life cash value policy, like pull out all the money from it. You want to take it all out. You're allowed to do that, but the company is going to cancel your life insurance, and then vice versa. Let's say you were to pass away in one of those policies, the company will pay out your life insurance, but then they're going to keep that built up savings that you have accumulated.
Wow.
That's horrible. Uh-oh, she froze.
You froze, Avery.
Yeah, she froze. And I saw that we had a question on here. So once you're done your questions, Ashley, I think I'm going to ask her whatever is
on Zoom.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So my
Avery, the Instagram froze.
Well, it overheated. It says temperature overheated.
Okay, let me add you again. Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to wait. I don't even know why. I be on my phone all day, every day. Why is it?
Mine's do the same thing.
This little thing? That don't even make any sense. Okay, you said that we had a question. What was the question? You don't remember.
Well, Ashley, do you still have a question for Avery?
Yeah, well, okay, so Avery's phone had just went off. It actually died. So we're gonna end Instagram and we're gonna just continue on Facebook, and we'll upload it to our YouTube channel so you guys can go and listen to it on there. Oh, it came back on, Avery?
Yeah, just came back.
Hold on 1 second.
Request to
All
join.
right, let me invite you. Oh, Avery's back.
It's loading.
There we go.
All right, back.
Welcome back.
I don't even know what. Well, I do know what happened. My phone overheated, you guys.
It's crazy. It's like, let me say, I'm gonna put this out here. Apple be acting up. Like I had the Generation 3, and that phone used to last forever. These new phones, man, they getting worse and worse. Like,
yeah, they do.
No good.
They really do, and I hate the fact that whenever a new update comes out or whenever a new phone comes out, an iPhone, they be making our phones tweak. Like, you get the new iPhone. It's like, what is the matter with
it don't even be doing that. Like it never did that, man. I remember having the first generation, and that's crazy. Oh, it threw you off again.
What is going on?
Hold on. All right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so for some reason, it's not letting me add a filter. But if you could hear me, then
you still look
it
good,
is
girl.
what it is.
Yes,
you look good,
great.
girl.
You look great, girl.
It is what it is. I'm going on Instagram without a filter.
Let her know in that comments. You look good, girl. You're all right.
Listen,
it's
we already had someone say we all looked beautiful on IG, so we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Period. We do.
Aww.
We're awesome. Some hot tamales.
Yes.
Okay, so I had gone cut off, and we were basically talking about whole life insurance versus term.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I'll kind of just break it down. With whole life cash value insurance, you're paying up the ass to have two products that you are never going to receive both of those two things in the end. They say you have a built-up savings account attached to it, but if you were to pull all that savings account out of the policy, company's going to cancel your life insurance. And then if you were to pass away in the policy, the company is going to pay out your life insurance, but then keep your built-up savings account. So you're paying for two things. You're paying a lot of money to have two things, but you're never going to receive those two things in the end, which is why you're never supposed to use insurance as an investment tool. And it's honestly illegal to attach an investment to an insurance policy because you're guaranteed to lose your money. I'm telling you, when people buy whole life cash value insurance, they end up overpaying for their policy, meaning they fund their own policy. You might as well keep a freaking shoebox of money on the of your bed, and you'd be better off doing it that way. So they overpay for their policy, and because these policies are so expensive, they end up under-insuring themselves. So they're not even able to afford the amount of money, coverage that their family would need. So if something were to happen to them, they are not going to be able to pay for everything the way that they were paying for it before. But with term insurance, which is what Ashley and I provide, all that is strictly insurance. So it's just like our car insurance, just like our home insurance. The only way that we would get that money is if something were to happen. So if Ashley had, which she has life insurance with Primerica, she were to pass away in the policy, she wouldn't be getting that money. Her husband and her children, her beneficiaries, would be getting that money. But with term insurance, you're able to get a lot more coverage for a lot less money, which is why Primerica pushes buy term and invest the difference, which basically with whole life insurance, you're paying a lot of freaking money to have that policy. But if you were to get a term policy, get more coverage for less money and invest the difference that you're saving with that term policy, you're going to be set. So that's honestly the difference between whole life insurance versus term insurance. They have made a lot of different names, universal, index, just a lot of different names for whole life insurance, because people are starting to understand that this isn't a good product, but they're just like, I'm gonna just keep changing the name so people don't realize it, which is crazy. And so I like that the company that we work for educates our people on life insurance and kind of shows them within their own policy, because a lot of the times people are like, oh no, I'm good, I'm safe, I have life insurance already, I'm good to go. If something were to happen, my family's gonna be okay. That's awesome that you have life insurance, but what kind of life insurance do you have? Is it whole life insurance or is it term insurance? Okay, cool. You have term insurance. Well, what company is it with? Because another thing is that the life insurance industry isn't federally regulated. So there's just a lot of things that go on with the life insurance policies that people don't realize until, unfortunately, they pass away in that policy. And then their family starts to realize, like, okay, this policy isn't anything compared to what so-and-so thought it was, They passed away in 9/11, but the company didn't pay out because they had a war of act or a terrorist attack exclusion. And so that's what people don't understand is, okay, you might have life insurance, which that's awesome. What kind of insurance do you have? And what are the exclusions and limitations within those policies? Because they literally tell you how you have to pass away in order to get paid out. When in reality, Vanessa, do you know how you're going to die?
Nope.
Victoria, do you know how you're going to die?
Nope.
Ashley, do you know how you're going to die?
Nope.
And I do not know how I'm going to die. So,
and it, it's funny. I want to add to that. Like I've heard a lot of people saying recently that they're with the whole COVID thing, like their life insurance is not paying out their families.
Exactly. They started sending out letters to their existing clients, like clients who have already had policies with them for like 10 or 15 years, basically adding an extra exclusion into their policy after they've already been paying into this policy for years, telling them that, hey, because this whole COVID thing happened, we're not going to pay out for it, which is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so frustrating, but I just love that we're a part of a company that doesn't play funny with people's money. And when it comes to paying out claims, Primerica pays out our claims within 7 to 14 days once a client has passed away. So we don't, we want to pay out claims basically. Compared to other companies, they try and find every exclusion, every reason, every loophole not to pay out a claim. Like they're gonna try and find something like, oh, you smoke tobacco and nicotine. We're not gonna pay that shit out because you told us originally that you did not smoke tobacco and nicotine. And so it's just honestly, Primerica insurance costs like $5 to $7 more a month than any other insurance company. But honestly, it's like you get what you pay for. Wouldn't you rather pay $3, $5, $10 extra a month where we spend that shit like it's nothing? Starbucks, cars, freaking we spend $10, $20 in a blink of an eye. So why wouldn't you just pay that extra money to an insurance company that is going to pay out your family? Like, we're not going to play funny. We're not going to try and find a loophole or a reason not to pay you out. Like, we want to pay out claims. And so that's a reason why I love Primerica and what they stand for, because we do right by our clients 100% of the time.
Yes. And that kind of answered my second question. I was going to ask you, I've learned that you have to love the service or the product that you're offering, to be successful in this, you know, entrepreneurship. Like, so you kind of like said it right there. Like, that's what stood out to you. Like, you know, and I feel like I always talk about this, the unlearning and relearning process, that, you know, we always told what to do rather than doing our own research. And a lot of people say, oh, well, do whole life, because it's your whole life, you know what I mean? And you don't really know.
And that don't mean nothing. They still have a term attached to that policy, but they don't know. Like, they're not life insurance agents. They don't know what goes on within their policies. And the crazy thing is that when we think about policies, we're like, oh, okay, no problem. But really, policies, whether it's life insurance, car insurance, or home insurance, that shit's a contract.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to tell you it's a contract, wouldn't you read that like the back of your hand, front to back, before you were to sign it?
Yeah.
But because they say, oh, it's a policy, people are like, okay, awesome, I'll just sign in, I have it, it's good to go. But really, when it comes to life insurance, or honestly any type of insurance, you get what you pay for. Pay that extra $5 or $10 a month to be with a company that is going to pay out your car insurance, your home insurance, your life insurance, no matter what. Don't go cheap with your life. That's my biggest thing. Out of everything, your life insurance is the most important insurance out of them all, because you're the one who pays for the car. You're the one who pays for the home. What if something happens to you?
What's going to happen to those things?
Exactly.
Your family.
For your family. If you want them to be able to still afford it and be able to pay for it, you need to be protected. Your income needs to be protected. And that's what life insurance is for. Not only to be able to give you a proper burial, proper funeral, but to be able to replace the income of a breadwinner in the event of a death. Because you want to make sure that you're leaving your family either in the same financial position or in a better financial position. You don't want to leave them in a worse financial position, because then what does that say about you? You're going to pay more money for car insurance than you're going to pay for your life insurance for your family? How are you going to pay more money for a piece of metal that sits outside in our driveways than you're going to for your car insurance or your life insurance? For your family. That doesn't make sense. They are the most valuable, and you are the most valuable because you're the one who's able to fund all that. So out of everything, you need to make sure that you have your life insurance. And it's funny because when I first got involved into the company or into life insurance, my parents were like, oh, well, the first thing that people let go of when they go through a financial hard time is their life insurance. And I didn't understand life insurance all the time. I was just like, oh, I see my brother-in-law making a lot of money. Like, I'm trying to come in. I want to make that money. But then once I like truly understand it, I was like, out of everything, you better keep your life insurance. Because what if something happens to you? Life is not guaranteed. Somebody who woke up yesterday isn't going to wake up tomorrow. So we don't know. So just like any other insurance, and it's crazy because sometimes I'll be on Zooms with people and they'll be like, well, what happens to that money if I don't pass away? Like, they don't really understand it. I'm like, what happens to your car insurance or your home insurance if something doesn't happen to it? They keep it. That's insurance. Same concept with life insurance. You're paying that money for, in the event that something were to happen to you, your family is going to get a check for $1 million. And then your legacy continues because you took the initiative to get yourself protected. So I know I kind of...
So good, girl. So good.
No, that's good.
That was
I'm learning so much.
So
I have notes.
And it's just going to ride right into the next question because I feel it. Good. Like, I know you're doing something. So I said, what do you, no, I'm sorry. So what we do, you know, is 80% mindset. What type of self-development do you practice daily?
Self-development is huge. Just growing your mind. Like I told you guys, I was raised around employees all my life. So I wasn't exposed to entrepreneurship, becoming a business owner, and just expanding your mind. I was kind of raised to think like, you get up, you go to your job and things like that. But I would say the biggest thing that I do with self-development is wake up in the morning, don't look at your phone. Like, do not look at your phone. Don't go on social media, which is hard for me because like I've grown this social media following. So I do like to look at my social media. But like your first 30 minutes and like how you start your day is how the rest of your day is going to reflect. And so I try and go into affirmations and meditation and then go to the fucking gym. Like get up,
go ahead, girl,
do your thing. And you have to go to the gym because for me, like self-development, I understand it's all about mindset and things like that. And I do my affirmations and I listen to like motivational speakers and things like that. But fitness and like the gym is a big thing for me because I feel like I go about my day differently when I go to the gym and I do my stuff. And then I'm able to come home, have a good breakfast, and get on my appointments or get on whatever I have to do. So I would say that self-development is huge. You have to constantly pour into your mind because that is what's going to make you grow as a person and as a business owner and as a leader to your team. Because how are you going to pour into them and lead them if you're not pouring into yourself first? Yes. So it is huge. Mindset is huge. And I would just say that going and working out is a big part of it also. I don't know about you guys, but
I know that's true.
I feel better going into my day, like getting up, like, okay, typically my day is I get up at 5:30 in the morning, listen to like, at first it's like hard, like I want to push that snooze button like so bad. And so I had started to put my phone, like I'll be in my bed the night before, like on my phone, right? And then I'll throw my phone across the room because I'm like, my ass need to get up in the morning when that shit goes off and either snooze it or just get it or whatever. But here, compared to me, like it's different when it's like next to you and you're able to like snooze it and then go back to bed. Yeah. Because then it's like, oh, I'm gonna sleep in for another like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. That shit turns into 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. And it's like your whole day is gone. Like you can't do that. And so I started to just throw my phone at the end of the night, like wherever, put a squirt bottle next to my phone. And so in the morning, like, girl, if you feel like you're not gonna like brush your teeth, get ready for the gym when this shit goes off, you are gonna squirt yourself in the face. And you're gonna make yourself get up and wake up and get your day started because it just has such an effect on how the rest of your day is going to go. And so if you start your day with the affirmations, the mindset, and working out, it just definitely, like, it sets you up to have a very productive day with coffee. With coffee, you need to have coffee. Which I'm so excited to try your coffee. I ordered my brother, but it still hasn't came in, so I'm just waiting for that.
Oh, I know you say you were waiting for that. Listen, that working out and I know Vanessa vouch. Like I say it all the time. Like I just started getting back into just being more healthier. But I used to be like in it, like every morning. That's the first thing I did was work out, and I'll jump right on after I work out. I'll come on live, and I'll just like
have that pre-workout.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, it just. I know it is something that happens. It's a chemical that releases after you work out, and it just makes it does. One of the guys that I listen to while I'm working out, he explains it. Like, no, it was a book. Actually, it was a book that I was reading. I think it was called Discipline. I think the book was called Discipline. Ooh. And he was saying that you have to work
right
out. Like a lot of people don't realize that self-development isn't only like listening or reading a book or doing affirmations or just even like journaling and everything. The
it's
meditation.
physical.
You have to. It has to be physical too, because your mind has to be physical too. I forgot what it's called. It's called something. If you know in the comments, just drop it down there.
Is it the endorphins? Or
Endorphins.
No? It's something with an A, but I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it's something with an A. Yeah, but it does release something. So what you're feeling is exactly right. Because I'm telling you, if I can go back on my phone and watch, like, I'm like, man, I was an animal. Like, I'll work out and I'll come on there
exactly.
and like, give me a mic. But I'm so like timid. Like, I don't like to talk like that. Like, I'm just getting used to coming on here doing this. But like, I bet if you went to the gym, you can get on live right away and you're like, like, and it just be nothing.
Right.
Like, you ain't got no
having that Celsius.
Yeah,
it's like, I need this energy today, so I'm about to take it.
You already defeated yourself. You can't be defeated no more. You already defeated yourself, because we're always ready to just like give up. Like, and that's what we was talking about this, Victoria, the 2-second rule, 5-second rule.
5-second rule.
Decide right then and there. That's so good that you have that like water bottle there. Like, I'll squirt myself if I decide else. Because if you decide let it go on more than 5 seconds, your mind is already like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm gonna just be lazy. You know what I mean? But if you decide right then and there, you're gonna do it.
Exactly. And that just goes with like picking your hard. Like, I understand that it's hard to get up that early in the morning, but if you know that it's gonna set your day up right to have a productive day, then do it. Like, I understand that it's hard to like get up and squirt yourself with a water bottle, but like, as soon as I do that shit and I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, oh, I'm ready for the gym, bitch. You woke up at 5:30. Like, look at you gotta be at the gym at 6. You gotta get your day started right. And it's just like, at the end of the day, like I said, you have to choose your hard. Yes, it's hard to do certain things, be motivated, self-disciplined, get up early in the morning, but working a job is hard too. And just living paycheck to paycheck is hard. So why wouldn't I choose this hard to pour into myself, be the best person that I could be, get up in the morning, do what I have to do, pour into my team, pour into myself, do whatever I have to do about this business, to where I can, like I said, be retired by 30 years old. Like, I'm about to turn 23 next month. Like, my goal is to be able to be retired by 30. And when I say retired, like, I want to be able to kind of just coach my team and not really need to do anything. Like, I'm teaching you, you're the one who's going to go and do the work and build your own team, but I'm going to be making money because I brought you in and I duplicated myself onto you. And so by default, because I poured into you, I'm going to make money off of you. Just like your boss in corporate America makes money off of you. So that's one thing I would say about network marketing. Some people are like, oh yeah, it's a pyramid scheme, this, that, and the other. Like, okay, so are you not at the bottom? Does your manager not make more money than you? Does the person above your manager not make more money than them?
Exactly.
And doesn't the CEO at the top make the most money? Compared to network marketing, we take the time to show you, develop you, duplicate ourselves onto you to where you're able to be at the top of your own pyramid. And
be up there with me,
aren't bad at all. It's just who is willing to put in the effort to be able to do that at the end of the day.
Exactly.
See, people don't understand that. Like, they don't understand it. You'll never be at the top just being an employee. Like, if I go to work right now, back to phlebotomy, I'm just going to go as far as a supervisor because I'm a phlebotomist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can get these different positions, but you'll never be up there with the owner. You'll never be making money.
Exactly. You'll never have ownership. You'll never be able to make residual income. You'll never be able to stop working within a certain amount of time and your money continue to come in.
Because
but it's like what you said before, Ashley, and we talk about this sometimes on our lives. It's just like unlearning what you're used to.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
people, it's too
The
hard for
employee
people to do
mindset
that.
to the business owner mindset
Yeah.
and the entrepreneurship mindset, which
Yeah.
And people are just
that
so
shit took a long
close-minded that they
time.
can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does. And people are closed-minded and they can't like shift their mindset to that.
Yeah.
And they
very
just
It's
are
just too
closed-minded.
hard.
ignorant.
It's just too hard, you know?
But it's like,
Like-
pick your heart. Do you want to
Yeah.
work
It's too
hard
hard
for
for
40 years and work for somebody else and only be able to make a certain amount of money? Or do you want to build a business for yourself,
Yeah.
put in what it's going to take to build that business, and be
Mhm.
able to build something beautiful for your family to where you're able
Mhm.
to just be able to give that back to everybody that you
Mhm.
love. And then you're able to
Yeah.
pass that on to your children. You can't pass on a job. You can't pass down a degree. You can pass down a business.
Mhm.
So that's the biggest thing, is just going into business for yourself. Yes, it's hard. It's a lot of work. It's more work than your job would take. But for me, that's another thing with me getting up in the morning. It's like, why is it that if I were to work a job, because I used to work at LA Fitness, and I was like, I opened the gym. And so the gym would open at like 5 a.m. in the morning. And so I remember when I first wanted to get up super early in the morning at like 5 a.m. when I was in the business, and I would be slacking. I wouldn't be getting up. I get up at like 7, like put my alarm clock off for hours. And I was like, how is it that if I were to be working a job, I would get my ass up to go to that fucking gym, open the doors, and help somebody else build their dreams and their goals. But when it comes to me and my business, why can't I get up and show up for myself and for my business? So that's something huge also, is just like realizing like you don't have somebody like a boss to be like hitting your wrist, but this is for you. You need to make sure that you're putting in the work and you're doing what you have to do, which is getting up in the early mornings to make sure that you have a great start to your day so that you're able to have a productive day to build your business and build your team and build the legacy that you want to leave behind to your family. So I would say that that's a big thing too, is how are you able to go show up for a job, but you can't go and show up for yourself?
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yep, so true. You said that someone had a question, Vanessa.
Yeah, I've been watching the Instagram live. I hope I get everybody's question, but I'm going to try to remember what I saw when we were watching. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. There's some people that are thanking us for this live. They say, please go on live more. They needed this today. There was like 2 or 3 people saying that. So thank you for watching us, guys. One quick question was to everybody on this panel, where are we from? I can tell you I'm from New Jersey, and Ashley's from New Jersey too. We're from the same county, actually, South Jersey.
So I'm from California, IE area, Victoria. Where are you?
I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
That's awesome.
And this is funny, right? I didn't even know until I met girls in here, like everyone like what's New Mexico? What's New Mexico? Because they always just assume that it's Mexico. No, it's actually a state. But I was the same way. Like I remember talking to Avery about it. I was like, I have some girls in New Mexico, and I don't know if she heard me right. And I'm like, she's like, I don't think
like Mexico.
Like, I don't think we're licensed there, but it's one of our states. But
it is.
A lot of people assume that it's a part of Mexico. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, everyone does. I remember hearing it when I was young. I'm like, Mexico? I thought Mexico was another country.
Well, it's just Mexico.
Right? Yeah, no, it's New Mexico.
Exactly. And then one other question I remember was they were asking about the term life insurance, if there's any living benefits from it.
If there's any living benefits, meaning
I'm not sure. That's all they asked, so I'm not sure what they meant by it. If that person is on there, please,
maybe if they get disabled or something.
So
yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking too. So with Primerica, we give you guys an option to purchase a waiver of premium, which basically means that if you were to, let's say, get injured on your job, you're not able to pay for your policy anymore, Primerica will pay for your policy until you're able to go back to work. But another thing is, if you were to come down with a terminal illness, so cancer, anything like that, we have something called the waiver of premium. So you're kind of paying to, if you were to get disabled on the job or can't work, Primerica will pay for the policy. But also, if you were to come down with a critical condition, an illness, anything like that, Primerica will give you access to 40% of your policy. So that's the only time we let you guys access the money in your policy, because again, with whole life insurance, they say, oh, you could borrow this money and pay interest on it. We're term insurance. You're gonna get more coverage for less money, but it's just insurance. You can't pay from your car insurance or pull out money from your car insurance. You can't pay out or take out money from your home insurance. But with the terminal illness rider or waiver premium rider, will give you up to 40% of your policy to use towards medical expenses or maybe medical treatments that your health insurance didn't cover. You could honestly do anything with that money. You could take your family on a vacation. You can pay off your home. Like, we give you 40% of your policy and you use it for whatever. So it's crazy because last week we had gone on a call, and one of our agents had a client who had a policy, and the client had reached out to the agent like, I'm about to die. I can't remember what kind of illness they had, but basically they needed surgery to be able to live longer. And the agent had let him know, like, you have a waiver of premium on your policy. Like, I understand that your health insurance won't cover it, but you could access up to 40% of your policy and you could pay for that treatment. And so that's exactly what they did. And they lived 15 years longer and then passed away. So basically, if they didn't have that waiver of premium and be able to access that, they would have passed away within that year. But Primerica gave them that, and they were able to extend their years 15 years, and they were able to see their grandchildren being born, grow up, and things like that. And so there was a video, and they basically showed like the family and things like that, just being so grateful for Primerica. And the fact that we had that waiver premium option, terminal illness rider, where you can access that and use it for whatever. And so in this case, they did use it for the right reason, which is to hope that you will get better, give you a treatment or anything that'll help you last longer. And that's exactly what happened. So I just love listening to stories like that, because it's inspiring. I love the company that we work for. There was another, I know I'm kind of going off topic here, but with Primerica, we only have 2 exclusions. So 1, you cannot be committing a felony and pass away. Like, we will not pay out for that. And then 2, we do pay out for suicide, but you have to have the policy for at least 2 years. So let's say you have the policy for 2 years and then commit suicide, will pay out. And so there was a situation in our office before we went into the whole pandemic phase where everything was online. And basically what happened was that a client who had his policy for, I believe it was like 5 years or something like that, he had been going back and forth with his ex-wife. They were in court basically trying to rule out who was going to have the children, things like that. And he ended up losing his children. He didn't have custody or whatever. And so right after that court hearing, he came straight to the Primerica office, had a new fiance, like was with a new lady. And he came and he was like, listen, I have $500,000 in protection. I want to make it $2 million in protection. And I want to switch my beneficiary from his ex-wife to his fiance. And so they did that, and he signed everything, made the payment, everything like that. And within 3 days, he ended up shooting himself, and he passed away from suicide. And Primerica paid out the claim for not $500,000, but for the $2 million, because he came into the office, changed his coverage, switched his beneficiary. And so that was paid out to her, compared to if it was any other company, they would have been like, sorry, that shit didn't go through. You getting $500,000 when we paid them out $2 million. So that's also crazy. Another reason why I love Primerica and what we do and what we stand for. And coming in, I didn't come in and sell life insurance. I came in to make some motherfucking money. Like, I saw my brother-in-law make a whole bunch of money super fast at a very young age. But as I got involved with the company and I saw what they did, what they stand for, and how they moved and how they were different from all these other life insurance companies, I grew a passion for the business and for the company. And that's why I will forever do this until I build a humongous business that distributes life insurance for me. And I'm like my mentor who makes $200,000 a month, just pretty much giving back to our people, or my people in my organization, and giving them all the knowledge that I have built up throughout the years so that they could be successful in the business.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was so good. We thank you so much, Avery. It was one more. Go ahead.
One more question, because that answered somebody else's question. But the last question that I remember was they asked, how important is social media to your business?
Okay. So social media is huge. And especially nowadays, you better take advantage of it. And so that's where, like, I've started making Ashley like, girl, you better get on your reels. You better do that. And she has. Make it look professional, make it look neat. And so social media is just huge. The internet overall is just like, nowadays, you better take advantage of that. And so me being able to build up my social media within a teeny amount of time, like I'm telling you, I had 2,000 followers and I went to 30,000 followers within 3 months, just organically. Wow. Like, I remember people like commenting on my stuff. Oh, you buy your followers, this, that, and the other. Like, no, I don't. Like, it was just so crazy. Like, my mind was blown. But it was just a blessing in disguise, because I remember praying to God for that. This is a word of mouth based business. You have to go and find your own life insurance sales and go and find people to join your business, join your team. So that's when it like comes to picking your heart. You better pick your heart. Yes, it's hard to go work a job, but this is also hard too. But the payoff is so completely different. You're going to make a lot of money here compared to at your job. Like, you might as well put the time and put the effort in going out, finding your people and things like that. And so when it comes to the business, it's like you have to not think so much about the money. You need to think about, one, I want to change people's lives. Ashley, I want to change your life. Vanessa, I want to change your life. Victoria, I want to change your life. I want to show you how you're able to do this. And then also the crusade, because Primerica started from a crusade. We're a crusade-based business, an educational-based business that's not like any other life insurance company. So I have a passion to go to everybody, my neighbors, my friends, my families, everybody that I know, and ask them about their life insurance, because now I know how messed up the industry is. I don't want to see you pass away and the company that you have be like, oh, sorry, girl, you passed away in a car accident. We don't pay out for that. So who am I to be all up in this company and all in this life insurance industry and this business and have the knowledge that I have and not spread it around to my friends and my family and everybody that I know? Yep. So social media is definitely huge. It was a big, it leveraged me in this business. And I'm so grateful for it. That's like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to just have it and just have that following, or are you going to have it and really do something with it?
Yes.
So
Exactly.
I told Ashley, like, I'll show you how to do this. And she was already into the reels and making the videos and things like that, as far as her coffee and her life insurance, which is amazing. But I need to show them how to be able to leverage their social media to where people are now coming to them about life insurance and about the business, because that's ultimately the goal. I don't want to have to go out and advertise myself or ask people in the Dollar Tree or Walmart or Target, like, do you keep your options open for extra ways of making income? Which that isn't a bad thing. Everybody does, especially nowadays. Like, we're making money from home doing something that's very honest, but not everybody is willing to put in the effort to do what we do. Yep. Other people would rather choose their hard and go and work for somebody else and sell their souls for an hourly wage than to come over here and put in the effort and build a business for them and their families.
And you know what's the best? Like you said, you can make it your own. You know what I mean? Like, right. You can, if you're doing a business like this, you're doing entrepreneur, you can make it your own. Like the way I work my business may not look like the way you work your business, but the drive is there. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you're duplicating, that drive, that consistency, that discipline. Don't be me, but make it yours. You know what I mean? Like, because those people that follow you are attracted to you. So don't ever, and that's a big thing with social media. Everyone wants to be everyone. Like, be yourself, because your people will come. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing. You know what I mean? Like, people always trying to be the next person. Be yourself, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of people out there that's just going to like you. And they follow people like, oh, you bought your stuff, Avery. No, they liked it. Like, they liked it, seeing what you were giving. Like,
they bought into you.
They bought into you. You know what I mean? And that's why it came so organically, because they seen you and it was like, okay, like, I want to know what she's doing, because I just like her vibe. You know what I mean? They felt it. And that's what makes it beautiful, when people come and, like, it feels so great when you can get in a conversation with somebody and it's like,
that thinks so highly of you from social media, and here you might be in a low state in your business, and then you have somebody come in and think so highly of you, and you're like, yes, like, I agree, like, I want to change your life, like, let me bring you on my team. And then it like sparks up something in you, and then there you go, you have a huge explosion, because somebody
and then and like
saw
that,
you on the outside.
You can relate to them. Then you had this conversation. It's like, oh my God, I knew, like, I talk with all of you guys on, like, you know, on a regular basis here and there. And it feels like we've known each other, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's because something attracted us all together to where we just click, you know what I mean? Like, to where we can just be there, you know what I mean? And that's where it's, because I'm not trying to be you, you know what I mean? Like, we're in this industry, we already know better. Like, we know we can't be trying to be like the next person. You got to be yourself. And that's that the realness, you know what I mean? Like, we're real people, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not over here. Most people that's trying to be like you are gonna end up hating on you, you know what I mean? Like, you can't click with those people.
Exactly. That's
if anything, they're gonna throw dirt on you.
Successful. They can't be successful because
they're always
keep
competing.
Up with and you can't pretend to be somebody else and keep that up. Like, it's gonna eventually die off.
Like, take everything that you see with all the successful people, which for me, like, I had been introduced, or not even introduced, but I just found on social media this young lady from Monet, which I'm sure we all know is like hair, and I use their products, like, I do, like, that's just amazing. But I find more value in life insurance than I do in skin and hair care. Like, out of everything, what's the most profitable business? If shit comes down and they need to pay for their hair products or their life insurance, they're gonna pay for their life insurance. Like, this is something that people are going to need after generations after generations. My children are going to need it. Ashley's children are going to need it. Victoria and Vanessa's children are going to need it. Like, this is something, life insurance, that is never going to go out of style. Like, people are always going to need this product that we provide. And so, yes, I have been introduced to other network marketing companies, but I know that my passion and the need is more in the life insurance. So why am I going to join a business that if it comes down to it and people are going through financial hard times, they ain't going to pay for your shampoo or anything like that? Like, they're going to keep your life insurance. Yeah. So I had been introduced to somebody on social media, not even introduced, I just came across her page, and I was able to see like, okay, she makes a lot of reels, and I copied her reels. Yeah. Not all of them. Okay, maybe like a handful. And that's how I was able to build up my social media, which is so crazy. Like, the key is reels. Yeah. Like, literally, that's it. And so I started with funny reels to get my following. And then I started to implement the business and the life insurance aspect. Sure, my following went down a little bit, a couple hundred, because they're like, oh, okay, she's not trying to be funny no more. She's really talking about business, making money, and life insurance. But I was okay, because you know what? I started 2,000 followers. I'm at 35,000 followers now. If I lose a couple hundred because I'm talking about my business or my product, whatever, you're not meant to follow me. But now that I'm talking about my business and my product, I'm having the right people start to follow me. By me putting that out. And now people are coming to me about the business and coming to me about life insurance. And so that's just such a huge thing. Like, you better take advantage of social media and the platform that you're able to provide for yourself and for your business, because it makes it so much easier to bring in new people and to sell your product through Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is. So yes, that was kind of the old thing, was going out, prospecting, asking people, you know, oh, this or the other, you got life insurance, you keep your options open for extra way of making income. But it's so much easier to just make a funny video or a funny reel or educational reel and have people slide into your DMs and be like, oh, okay, are you available tomorrow or the next day to get on a Zoom appointment with me so I could educate you on life insurance or show you the business opportunity that has changed my life? Mm-hmm. So social media is huge.
So good. So good.
So good, girl. This is so good. And the comments is crazy except these two.
I don't even see them. Like, it isn't allowing me to see them. Like, it's blocking me. I still can't even put a filter on. I'm like, I'm not even messing with it. So I don't even know what's going on. But what are the questions?
Those are all the questions that
they're just happy. Like, it's like they're happy for the live and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, this is great, guys. We do it every Wednesday. We always have guests come on. And if you ever want to be a guest, we always invite you. Like, just message one of us and you can jump on it. You know what I mean? And share what you got. You know what I mean? And we thank Avery for coming on. She inspired me. That's why I connected with her. She inspired me. And I don't even know where she just popped up on my stream. And I was like, oh my God, like, who's this girl? What's she doing? And I remember it was the girl. What was her name? Emma? What was the work? You was going to go save your girl. What was the girl's name? Your first reel that what was her name? I thought it was Emma, but I might be wrong.
Oh, I need to from corporate America.
Yes.
That's the reel that you came across?
Yes, that was the reel I seen. And I was like, what the heck is this for the grudge?
That is crazy. Yeah, that was my first reel. And I'm telling you, it was from that girl that I saw on social media that was in Monet. And she was just doing reels. I'm like, let me try and make a reel. And I copied that same exact reel. And then I saw that, like, whoa.
And you know what, guys?
30,000 views on this.
Before we end it, see, copying the steps to success is not wanting to be like someone. That's just, you're just mimicking what works. You know what I mean?
Is take it,
yes,
which works, and make it your own.
Yes,
like you can still be you, and take
twist
what
on
other
it.
people do and how they're able to be successful and leverage their business and be able to do the same thing with your business. So it isn't you copying people, but it's you like taking the initiative to see what the fuck is going on and how they're able to make everything happen and just do the same thing. Because it's like a monkey see, monkey do business. If you see me do this and you see me be successful and you see me getting a lot of action from this, do it. You're not me. So I'm not worried about
Exactly.
you trying to be me or anything like that. But make it your own.
Put your own flavor in it. Someone comment.
Exactly.
And that's exactly it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You take the tools, but you got to make them your own in your own way.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly.
That's what I did.
Oh, this is so good, guys. We had a good time. And someone asked, what do we do on these lives? So basically the lives, what we do every week is it's her mind. It says it right there. Like it's her mind. It's females. We get on here, we speak about different topics that's, you know, we might have came across or we might be going through. We have guests. We let them take the platform. You know, Avery is all in with her life insurance. She's young and she's killing it. Like, and I think that's definitely a beautiful thing, is that her being so young and just being so disciplined, like she said in the beginning, because it's hard being disciplined at times. You know, people always say you got to be motivated, but motivation ain't going to get you success, because we're not always going to be motivated. Like we're not, our brains are not programmed like that. So we're not always going to be motivated to do these hard things, but you have to be disciplined and you have to do it on a daily basis. Like you cannot start something and not see it through, because if you the minute you stop, it's going to get even harder, because you're going to be your biggest challenge, honestly. So it was definitely, we do this is what we do. We talk. Sometimes the conversations get deep. Sometimes, you know, we just, one week we might have a week we just go on here and we don't have much to say because it's just one of those weeks we got beat down in businesses and everything else, but we come on here and we're just real, you know. We want something positive for social media, so that's what we do. We just positive. Yeah.
I love this. I'm so excited and happy that you guys were able to bring me on this live, because like I told you, I have been wanting to go on live and start to venture into more of that stuff and like being more present and like letting my followers know like who I am, what I do, like how I am as a person. And so when you had told me that you wanted to do this, I was all over it. So I love this. If you want me to come back on next week, I'll come back on. Like we'll keep the conversation going. I was scared. I think it's
we can invite you, girl. We'll take another member.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much for joining us, Avery. Thank you for everybody making comments on our IG and Facebook. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the watchings. Please share, like, love, all of the above.
Yes.
I had a good time.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you guys next week.
Bye.